This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jeff Gardner.
Welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have two good neighbors coming on the show, Stacey Baldwin, Ledford of Oshun Hair Salon. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm doing well. I
Good.
appreciate you guys coming on the show. Always interested to learn about another local business here in Simcoe County. It's very, very cool. The amount of great people we have is just amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. Every year that goes by, I have a little bit more fun in Simcoe County. It's a great place. But let's start from the top. Let's talk about your business. What is Oshun Hair Salon?
Well, we're a small business, black business, owned in Barrie. We do a lot of hair. Stacey's basically she does the styling and stuff like that with everything. So you can go ahead.
I do all the So we are considered a black-owned business in here in Simcoe County. I specialize in curly textured hair, and I also do pretty much everything when it comes to like color. So all coloring techniques, all highlighting techniques. But my main focus is curly textured hair.
Okay. So if I come in there, I don't have curly textured hair. Can I still get some work done?
Yeah, of course.
You could get a haircut. Yeah.
I could do a men's cut.
Okay. So are men coming in there as well, or is it mainly geared towards women?
It's mainly geared to, well, I shouldn't say that. I do have men of different ethnicities that do come in to have a curly haircut done. I've been a hairstylist for 20 years here in Simcoe County. So awesome. I do have a handful of men that they've just stayed with me through my journey of hairstyling here. So it's not a huge, I need a barber.
Yeah. And someone who could shave. I have been like, you were talking about the men that have stayed with you for the 20 years. It's interesting. Like we were talking about in the pre-show, once you trust somebody, they're your person. Wherever they go, you go. My barber has changed. I don't know. I don't even remember the businesses at this point. It's like I go see Luke, wherever Luke is. And he's gone from Aurora to Newmarket to Richmond Hill to Maple.
Oh, wow.
He started when he was 21 and now it's been, 13 years, 34 or something like that. I've been with him. Because he knows me, he does it right, and it's great. And you follow your person, so I think that's great. So for the audience, can you give us what's the best question? So I get a better idea of what kind of cuts go on in there, coloring. What's your bread and butter service?
Highlighting. Color and highlighting. So a lot of balayage, a lot of traditional highlighting, and coloring.
Beautiful.
Just kind of traditional things.
Okay. But like hair like yours, that beautiful hair like you have right now, people can go in there and get that done.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Curly
exactly.
Hair. Yeah.
Awesome. And what just for me, I mean, I imagine some of the audience members are considering this as well, but for me being so green to this world, forgive me.
That's okay.
How long does it take for something like that? Like, what can somebody expect? Is that an hour? Is that 4 hours?
I would say traditionally about 2.5 to 3 hours. I really like to take my time with each one of my guests. I typically don't double book because I think when you're paying for your service, you need undivided attention. So I like to provide that type of service one-on-one. You get about 2.5 to 3 hours, and it's just all about learning each other. Even if I've done, some of my guests for like 15 years, I still think that they deserve that one-on-one attention. So
I love
to answer your question, 2.5 to 3 hours.
And what can people expect to spend? I know you probably have a number of services that you can offer. It's probably not just one thing, but again, your average is that $100? Is that $300? Like, what can people expect somewhere around?
I guess depending on what you're having done. If you're talking about like traditional highlighting, you're your range is about 250 before taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and with your highlighting and cut and all that kind of stuff, it's the full package.
Would be 250-ish, and that's that 2.5, 3 hours type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Now you were talking, there's all the questions have their meaning, their value to it, but there's some questions that I personally like more than others. And I'm just fascinated with human beings. I think we're a hell of a species.
Oh,
and
that's good.
Yeah. You agree?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we have great stories. And I think we're great at storytelling. I think it's a great way to communicate with one another. And you were saying that you've been in the business doing this for 20 years, Stacey and Lee. Question for both of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you to this world? Like, what made you decide one day, this is it? This is what I'm going to do?
Well, I was talking to her about it because she's got the experience. I do have a little bit of experience, and as time goes by, I learn a little bit more to do a little bit of renovating and stuff like that, right? So I had mentioned it to her about, try to do your own stuff instead of try to work for somebody else, to put more into yourself and your energy in what you're doing, right? So that's basically how we started off, and just basically agreed with it and decided to go for it and just put it together.
And that wasn't 20 years ago. That was the few years ago.
That was just 2.5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you two been walking this path together? Like, were you guys working together prior to building this business?
We weren't working together, but we knew each other for quite a while, over 6 years.
Yeah.
Right. So we just decided to say, you know what, we're just going to do something, make a change, hopefully can teach our children something, stuff like that too as well, right? Because they're watching us to see where we're going, what we're doing. So we're trying to educate them too as well. So that later on, if anything.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so later on, they could be a part of something, or they can do something like that for themselves as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I think great lessons. Did you say your children, as in your children together?
Well, I have my children. Stacey has her children as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's all our children pretty much at the end of the day, right? That's
Awesome.
just how we have to look at it,
So you guys are just one big family?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Awesome. How many kids?
Well, in total, we have, 8 kids.
I'm going to need some parenting lessons from you guys. I hoped to be a father someday.
One day you will be. One day
you think
will
so?
be. Oh, yeah, I know so.
Thanks, man. 37 now. My goal was to get some certain things done by the time I'm 40. Hopefully stay in half decent shape. Love fitness. And then start considering those things then. But for me, I look at fatherhood as basically the highest order for a man to literally create another life and give a lifelong commitment of giving more than you get. That's a hell of a commitment. So kudos to you guys.
And for women too as well, because they do the majority, right? So we have to look
I just
at
can't
both.
Speak for women, right?
No,
but
we have an understanding of what they go through too as well, right? So
well, I know what I put my mom through, and she's a strong woman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love that, guys. So for you, Stacey, I mean, I love what Lee was saying. You guys just pour more of your energy. You already had the experience. Bring a little bit more out of yourself into your craft and build that business together. I think that's great. I think partnerships can be wonderful as well. I have a partner on our business, Sean. He's my co-host on the show, and he makes me better, certainly. But what brought you to cutting hair, Stacey?
20 years ago. So it was just something that I decided to do because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And what led to it was more like doing my friend's hair to go to the bar. So I wasn't sure what I initially wanted to do growing up. For the longest time, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I didn't. I did have 3 of my kids early in life. So I just wanted to build something quickly. And so that's where I started hair then. And then it's just been something that I love to do. And it's just been successful ever since. So
it's a great feeling. For me, I've gone through a few different business trajectories, but marketing, doing what we're doing now for a little over 10 years, I just love it. I love helping businesses grow alongside ours. And prior to that, the other business venture that I just really got that fulfillment out of, which I think people are looking for. If I can do something all day and feel fulfilled from it, I think that's the winning key right there. That's the secret to success, I think. Was fitness for me. I was a fitness trainer for a long time, about, I don't know, 14 years or something like that. And you see the look on your client's face when they get those results, right? I don't think anything can replace that. Money isn't worth that. And I imagine you get something similar from your clients when they come in there with whatever their hair looks like and they walk out a different person.
Absolutely.
Confidence, elevated, just feel fantastic. So I imagine your love for it has helped fuel you to go 2 decades. It's a long time.
Yes.
Sure is.
Yeah, it is a long time, but it doesn't feel that long.
Because you enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Life goes by quickly when you enjoy it. I think that's fantastic. Some things that we love to talk about on this show is education. For me personally, I don't think there's anything that's been more valuable in moving my life forward than education, than quality information. I'm not just talking about schools, I'm talking about mentorship. If somebody is at a stage in their life that I am not, but I want to get there, I think it would be prudent for me to follow them. So if I can learn from that 60-year-old marketer what they've done and how they've helped their businesses, it can speed up the trajectory of my career considerably, I believe, and it's certainly been the case. I'm very lucky to have some great mentors. But so education is a big part. And this question about myths and misconceptions is, I think, a major question that we can clarify and educate people on them. Like a real estate agent, what kind of myths and misconceptions do we have in our head about listing and selling a home? Well, if we can get somebody on here to clarify that, I think that would be very beneficial. So in your industry of the hairstyling, what would you call it? I don't just want to call you a hair cutter, hairstylist. What is your designation? Hairstylist?
Hairstylist, yeah.
Okay, great. So I got the right designation now.
Sure
so as a hairstylist, what do you think, what are some myths and misconceptions out there that could be stopping people from taking that step forward to going and enjoying that experience of working with you that you could clarify for us?
To work with me,
to
or
use
work
your
in the
services.
industry?
No, to get your services as a client. Like, to give you an example, when I was a fitness trainer, a common misconception, as crazy as this sounds, is if I lift a lot of weight, will I get injured? And if they're sitting at home with that in their head, it's stopping them from going to the gym. So if I get on here and explain to them, no, lifting weight won't make you injured. In many cases, it will reinforce you against injury, would be an example of a myth. Often it's cost, often it's time. Anything you can think of that you can clarify for the audience?
I think the biggest one is when it comes to blonding and ethnicity. So I find that I do have some clients that are of like different ethnicity, so really dark hair. For example, they can't go blonde, like, how blonde my hair is, because it'll be orange or yellow. I find that with technology today and the way that, chemicals have changed, and there's now a lot of companies that have now accommodated dark hair to make it blonde safely without breakage, without going yellow or gold or anything like that. So I do have, some of my guests that come that have black hair, like dark natural hair. That's one of the biggest ones. They don't think that they can have a beautiful blonde color when they can.
Beautiful. So they can. You can go there, get that awesome blonde color.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Keeping everything intact. No breakage.
No breakage. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm just interested in. I remember coloring my hair. Like, I used to be a big Eminem fan, still am, but I grew up in the time that he was, really something. Not that he isn't anymore, but I was there when it started, right? And all of us loved him. So of course, me and all my hockey buddies, we dyed our hair same color. But we often heard of like it's damaging your hair. Coloring is damaging your hair, and I never found out if that was true or not. Is there a way to color and not have it hurt our hair? Like if I want to be purple hair every day, all day for the next 20 years, is that going to have some negative consequence?
I think when it comes to like overlapping some situations, but I mean, if you wanted to have purple hair, there's so many color lines that have stains. So now you're getting out of colors that have peroxide levels and getting into just a straight stain. And that I think those help with preventing damage because you're not relifting all the time. You're just adding a straight stain. So
okay, so you can color your hair and not have it be really damaged over time.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I love knowing that. I may go purple now, Stacey. Can you make me purple, Stacey?
I can make you purple.
Awesome. Okay. Now I have an option. Talking about you guys a little bit, definitely a question for both of you is, outside of business, what puts a smile on your face? Like, what do you guys get up to for fun? I'll give a little context for that. I know it's a very easy question, but we get so many people saying, well, I love my work. And that's a great answer. Nearly 300, just over 300 episodes now. We have so many people that come on here and love their work with. I think is fantastic because I know there's a huge portion of people, maybe the majority, that don't like their work. And it's just a means for a paycheck. So I love hearing that there are so many people out there that are fulfilled by their work. But I think the main game that we're playing, at least it seems to me, is the game of life, right? That's the big picture. Business is just a part of it. Family's a part of it. My hobbies are a part of it. So outside of your business, what really gets a big smile on your guys' face? What do you do for fun?
Well, we do a little bit of traveling, Jamaica, Edmonton, Calgary, stuff like that. Kind of see different parts of Canada and stuff. We go to the gym as well. I do like a lot of cooking. So even just with something just as simple as that, spend time with the kids, movies, things like that we'll do, right? Just the simplest things that really put a smile on your face. It's not the big things, right? So we just try to do whatever we can.
We have an understanding for downtime. We both know it's important for us to rest, and it helps us kind of reconnect with our overall vision for the things that we're trying to do. Lee's in the process of building, a renovation business and stuff like that. So it just helps us when we
to focus and keep the balance going.
Yeah.
Stay level-headed.
That's the tough thing, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's hard. But it's really good that you have those things to ground yourself. So what brings you to Edmonton? You said Jamaica, and I'm like, yes, Jamaica. I've been there 4 or 5 times. One of my favorite places. But Edmonton.
I also drive a vac truck. We do work for Bell. We're subcontracted out to Bell. So we're actually doing fiber work up in Muskoka right now. And I had a friend that I used to work with, and then he moved to Edmonton. So he told me that he's gonna get married and stuff. So whenever he's getting married, he's gonna invite me. So we went over there for that wedding. And then I have another friend that's over there that is living there. So we met up with him, had some barbecue, stuff like that. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really enjoyed it.
You guys have the hair salon. You do renovations. You do some fiber work. Is there anything you guys don't do?
We do some cooking too as well.
You do some cooking too.
Yeah, I do. I cook a lot of jerk chicken, man.
He's a phenomenal chef.
Oh, I know that was gonna hit you. So
one of my favorite foods, man. I will I'll just keep eating.
Oh yeah,
jerk chicken and okay, off. This is not what this podcast is about, but I love it so much. And living in Aurora, not for much longer, heading out to Midhurst, just north of Barrie.
Right.
I haven't found too many great places around, and I do hunt for them. So, you got any recommendations? Since I can't just show up to your house and be like, "Hey, Lee."
Oh, you can show up to my house.
You sure?
Oh,
I eat a lot.
I don't refuse anyone, especially if you're hungry or you want some food. that is my go-to thing. I'm willing to feed you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna tell all the guests after you guys that now be like, listen, there's a new bar that's been raised. Lee has invited me to eat his food and show up at his house. So now every guest going forward has to do something like that.
That's
Because
it. There you go.
We just upped the game.
That's it. That's what we have to do it, right?
I love it, man. I love
That's
it. And so we got some great pointings there from Lee, the traveling, the barbecues, the small things of spending time with kids, watching some movies. How about yourself, Stacey? You were talking about the balance, and we have an understanding for that relaxation. What does that look like for you? Like, what does after work look like, or what are you planning and looking forward to that puts a smile on your face outside of work?
I think trying to spend time with my kids. My kids are older, and they've I have two of them that my daughter lives in Oakville, so I'm always trying to connect with her. Just family stuff more. And just, I don't know, if there's anything we can find to do in Barrie, try and take part in festivals. I know my kids like to do like festival things they went down to the, what is it called? The Butter Tart Festival a few weeks ago and surprised me with butter tarts. I didn't even know it was happening.
You're a fan of butter tarts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they good.
Yeah.
They good. We have an event coming up August 24th on Saturday. It's 11 to 3. So being a marketing company, we use a number of different avenues to help grow things by getting awareness, garnering attention, etc. This one we've been planning for about a year, and it's called our Super Soaker Block Party, and it's in the southwest point of Barrie. It's called Ardell Bluffs.
Yeah.
Probably not too far from you guys, as Barrie isn't that big of an area.
Right.
And so we got the dunk tank. I've been volunteered to sit on that thing all day and get dunked over and over and over again. We have super soakers for the kids. It's family friendly. We got barbecues. We got the radio coming out. There's no cost to show up. It's free to everybody. It's at Somerset Park. Love to see you guys there. If you like local events, it's going to be a big blast. Probably a few hundred people there. All different kinds of events. I know you said your kids were a little older, but if you know of young kids, if you have friends and families that have young kids that can come play in the war zone, squirt people and not get in trouble, dunk random strangers and not get in trouble, I think it's going to be a blast for them. So August 24th, if you guys are looking for something to do on a Saturday,
sure.
It's posted all over social media, things like that. But
I did see that actually.
Perfect.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Marketing in real time. That's very cool. This question is definitely one of my favorites. I have all my rules, or some of them. I need the other arm now. But for life, I like to say I take life very seriously so that I can enjoy the heck out of it. And these are my rules and reminders to make sure that I'm trying to be the person that I'm trying to be. And one of them is do hard things. Another one is let fear be your green light, right? Like if you're fearful of something, that means you have to do it. Right. And make sure that you're doing some difficult things, getting out of your comfort zone, because I believe growth comes as a result from doing hard things. And so this question is about hardships, trials and tribulations of us humans that we go through. Entrepreneurship is hard. It will be a roller coaster. I am not a parent yet, but I have parents, and I know it was a roller coaster. The fitness journey, getting in shape, is a roller coaster. Education, school, all of these difficult things, you will have high points and low points. But I think we only talk about and promote and share with people the high points. I just got an A on my test. I just put new weight on a bar. I won a competition, etc. What I don't think we do quite as much as maybe we should is share those low points. I didn't do so well on this. What did I learn from it? And certainly for me, the hardest moments in my life, without a shadow of a doubt, have produced the most amount of positivity, without a doubt. If I succeed, if I get an A on that test, it tells me you knew exactly what you needed to do. No, don't change anything. Just keep doing the same thing. Or if I got an F on that test, it was like, you need to learn more. Go talk to somebody. Go reach out for help. Read that new book and learn more. So I look at the hardships as an opportunity for us to scale up as a human. And the more we talk about them, I believe it takes away the stigma of feeling ridicule or embarrassment or shame around our failures, because it happens to all of us. None of us are alone in this. being a human isn't easy. Going through the pandemic, that wasn't easy. So we love to ask the guests on the show, are there any trials, tribulations, hardships that you guys have been through that when you went through them probably sucked, but when you look back in hindsight, you wouldn't remove that ingredient, or you don't regret that ingredient because of the recipe that is now you? It's made you the person you are today. Anything that you're comfortable with sharing with us about a hardship that has made you better, essentially?
Well, I mean, for me, I went through a bit of a hardship at one point because I had a dump truck that I owned rolled over with me on the 400 northbound, just south of King Road. And that was 2 days after my birthday.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I was pretty lucky to be alive and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what I did was I went back into a truck a while after because I told myself that I needed to get over that fear. Right. And I feel to myself, once you have life, you have everything. The richest thing in life is life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, you have wealth. Right. But the richest thing that we have is life, because without life, you can't do nothing with wealth. Right. So I decided to just get up and move on again. Right. So I'm still driving truck now because I had to overcome that fear. Like I said, I have my children, I have my friends, my families, and stuff like that. Right. I have to show them who I am too as well. And I have to believe in myself
Mm-hmm.
to be able to move forward and can teach others about things that happens and how you can overcome. Right. There's a lot of death in the family, stuff like that, friends, stuff like that, but you still have to overcome. Once you have life, you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing on. Try to live the best you can with anybody. Everybody is my friend. If you can't get along with me, I'm not the problem. And that's just the life that I'm living. Right. And I just teach other people the same thing. The younger generations, I look out for them as well, because people are people, for one, and they need to learn too as well. They're all our children at the end of the day. Right. So that's just basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have to just keep on pushing on. So from trucking to this to trying to do renovations, trying to do a little this, little that, it's nonstop for me. And then hopefully someone can learn from some of the things that I have to say and what I'm doing and what we're doing and stuff like that.
Is that, I'm not going to make any assumptions, although I think I know the answer. Is that important for you, is to share your learnings, share your experience,
It's
share
very,
what,
it's very
with others?
important. Yeah, that is very important for me, because I mean, at the end of the day, I was taught too as well. And what was given to me, I can pass it on to somebody else because I can only do so much with it. So it makes no sense storing education and stuff like that that you can share with others and then you just keep it to yourself, right? So I just pass on whatever I can pass on. If it was passed on to me, I could pass it on to somebody else. Even if it wasn't passed on to me, and I know I have the answer to certain things, to a question, if it was asked, then I can actually give it to somebody to help them to move faster and to move in a better direction, just like you are here with us with this podcast, trying to help us too as well. That's what it is. We just got to share and help each other the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
what I
Such
see.
a motivational speaker.
What a beautiful mindset, man.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
great
it.
story. I'm sorry that you went through that with the
Yeah,
dump
appreciate it.
truck, but it looks like, again, like I was saying before, a lot of positive came out of that. You're still alive.
Oh, yeah.
There's obviously a great sense of gratitude for life. I love that you said, life is the richest thing we have. I agree. Time is the most valuable thing
That's
for
it.
me.
That's right.
You can be as rich as rich as God. If you have no health, you have no family. I
You
don't
have
think you have
nothing.
much, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Damn. Well
Yeah.
said, Lee. How about you,
Thank you.
Stacey? Top that. Go ahead.
I don't know if I can. I think for me, so I, being raised in Barrie, being a biracial person in Barrie, I think for me it's building my confidence, building my self-esteem, knowing that I'm good enough to do specific things. In my early stages of hairstyling, for example, one of the salons that I was at was quite honest saying that she didn't want my goals to my career in her establishment, meaning because I come from a biracial background, I really wanted to learn how to do my family's hair and stuff like that, and that she didn't want that in her salon. So I just needed to believe in myself that I could bring, I could learn all these techniques and I can bring these techniques, and just, it's just believing in myself and building myself and overcoming, different obstacles. Yeah, thanks. Different obstacles when it comes to like race and stuff in Barrie. that for me, that's the biggest thing that I had to really push through and be strong.
Was the obstacle of race.
Yeah.
What do you think you learned from that rejection from that hair salon owner saying, we don't want that style of service here? Like, what did that teach you? Did that teach you to go on your own, to do your own thing? I don't want to answer the question for you, but to me, that seems like a fork in the road that many of us have faced in some way or another, whether it's race, whether it's whatever it is. I have my ideas in somebody else's environment that owns the place that doesn't want those ideas. I feel like I have a few choices now. I can either comply to their orders, their mission, and follow suit and maybe unfulfilled, or I can say I'm not good and that's why they don't want this and go even lower, or I have the other direction of being like, no problem. That's your environment. It's your house. You built it. It's time for me to go out on my own and see what I can do my own way, because I know there's a need and I love doing this. Again, I don't want to answer it for you, but I know that same experience has hit many people and they've all taken different paths. I'm curious as to which one you chose.
Well, thankfully, she did me a favor of letting me go because of my goals and my goals and ambition to, my vision. But from that point, I just knew I had to educate myself and just kind of find my way, how I was going to get there. So the last place that I worked at, I was a subcontractor there. And learning to do and specialize in curly hair and knowing that I was educated in the technique of hair in general, the technique of curls in general, and the color and everything, I think, and with the motivation and idea coming from Lee and the support, I think helped me really blossom out and know that I can specialize in something big and we could bring a bigger platform to have other biracial people, like have them a place for them to go, a place for them to come and get their hair done. And just like I said before, knowing that I'm good enough, I'm talented enough, I'm strong enough, and I can do this. I can build this. We can build this.
So we did.
And we did. And we are.
That's it. And we're going to keep it going. That's it.
It's a cool thing, right? They say our ideas are built twice, once in your imagination and then once in reality. And it's just an amazing thing. We can take a concept or just an ideology in our head and build it. And it can help serve us and other people. And we can learn along the way. We can connect with other humans. I think it's a beautiful thing. But you got to believe in yourself and hopefully have supportive people around, which it seems like you guys have that in droves. Let me ask you, being partners, are you guys better together? You think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, everything in life is not easy. You're going to go through your little struggles and stuff. But I mean, you have to have, like I said before, you have to have a level head to kind of be able to deal with these things when they come along, right? You got to know that you can't take things too far, be too angry with each other, can't make those little things last, stuff like that, right? You have to stay focused at all times, because if you don't, then what is the sense of building something, right? So that's where you have to that's where you get your strength from. You get your strength from each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? Both of you cannot be down at the same time. Even if one's down, one's going to be up, right? I mean, that's the motivation, right? So we just got to keep that going and then stay focused that way. So we don't let anything at all get out of control, and try to always remember the business in mind, no matter what we're doing outside of the business, right? So that's just how we got to do it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
And
Stacey.
anybody can do it, brother.
I
Anybody
agree.
can do it. Anybody can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And people like you guys, it's a great support,
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
you know?
We're trying to
It's a
do our
great
thing
support.
like you guys are trying to do your thing, but I do believe that the human mind is pretty much limitless. I don't know that anybody has gone to their last day on this earth and said, I have maxed out my body and maxed out my mind. There's
Yeah,
nothing
it's
left
true.
to learn or give. So that means to me that we're pretty much limitless. So if you want to do it, there's
you can.
probably a way that you can do it.
Oh, yeah, you can.
You can help a lot of people along the way. A beautiful mindset, great stories from both of you. Anything you want to add to that, Stacey?
I think just when it comes to a partnership is communication.
Big.
I will admit Lee has definitely taught me to communicate better.
Nice work, Lee. It's a big
Thank
one.
you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I was never like, a real talker. I would never really say anything. And that's something I still work on till today. But communication for sure. And the fact that there's a lot of support. We have a lot of support for one another, and we listen to one another, and we really do talk about things. So communication in all ways is.
Yeah, and willing to help each other, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you said you weren't a big talker. You're doing great on hair, Stacey. You're teaching me all kinds of things. You guys are great. You guys are bringing it. Let's move back onto the business. This is a hard question, and I think I make it intentionally harder than it needs to be because
Okay.
But I think it's an obstacle that so many of us entrepreneurs find ourselves in often. I have 10 plus years of marketing information in this head. Many of those books behind me. There's a big stack of them over there. All the courses, business coaches, and then my own experiences. That's a lot of information. And I try, because I was once told that mastery is found in simplicity. If it takes me 10 hours to explain to you what I do and how I can help you, you're not going to hang in there. It's just too much. So I try to, everything that we put out there, the way we speak, the content that we create, and the way we try to teach, we try to simplify it down into its essence, essentially. So if I'm talking to Stacey or Lee, it's like, this is what we do. This is why we do it. This is how it can help you. 20 words, done. I still haven't found the answer to that. I'm still working on refining that. But I love to ask the guests on the show, all the information that you have, if you could put it into a statement or two that you would want your audience to know, the people that you think could be benefited by your service, what is the main thing that you would want them to know about Oshun Hair Salon?
Well, the main thing is we accept everyone. You're welcome to come in. Doesn't matter. We'll treat you with respect, as we would expect as well. And that's the main goal that we want. Like building the salon, we basically said that this is what we would want. If we're hiring someone, then we want to be like a family. Family to the clients, family to whosoever is working here, stuff like that. And that love, we just want to keep it here. And that's it. And that's what we want to show the customers and whosoever else walk through the door, right? It's just be decent with everyone. We accept everybody. There's no picking, there's no choosing, there's nothing. You're always welcome. And that's the main thing for us. That's the number one thing for us. And that's what opened our doors, is the love that we want in here. Right?
Yeah.
So we just want to keep that going.
So for the audience members that are listening, expect to be welcomed, expect to become a part of Stacey and Lee's family.
Family, that's
to be
it.
loved on. Just
That's
expect to get that love.
That's
Plus
it.
the services, obviously.
Yep.
But
That's right.
that's going above and beyond it. And this is why I market and work with local businesses. small and medium in particular. There's nothing wrong with large, but small and medium is our niche. But we have products and services that can go global. I mean, if I can help a local business online, then I can help a business in Europe online. Right. Online has nothing to do locally. Print and billboards and things like that, which we do, are specific to local, but we stay local, even though we don't have to, because of that. We are consumers of these local products and services. Often a lot of our clients, I'm probably, once I find out about your location, probably going to stop by, say hello. It's probably going to be Definitely. On my drive to the next place. And I'm going to ask Lee about the jerk chicken. And actually build a relationship with these people rather than, talking to somebody in Thailand that I'll probably never get to meet.
Right.
I think there's a disconnect there, whereas this is why I love local business, because I hear things like that. Come in, you're welcome, respect each other. That should be a given everywhere. Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
And share that love. Like, life is fantastic. Let's share the best parts of it.
That's exactly it. And we also rent chairs and stuff like that. For people who want to do their own business, start their own little thing and stuff like that. Like, we're willing to help too as well. So we can also rent chairs if you want a room. We have someone here that does lashes. We have esthetician.
She's an electrolysis.
Electrolysis here too as well. So, we kind of work with anyone that we can. Just like us trying to start our own thing, we kind of need help from others. Like I said, you guys are here trying to help us as well. So it's the same way that we could put out the same things. So yeah, we have chairs for rent, need a room for rent, stuff like that. So
yeah, I guess we're a bit of a hybrid salon where we have 3 other like small independent businesses that are here. We're helping them build their business, and it's all in collaboration as one team.
So what services would be offered there? Since it's all happening at Oshun Hair Salon, what can I come in and expect? Like, I don't know what is it, an electrolysis?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Bev's electrolysis clinic. She does permanent hair removal.
Laser.
Oh, sweet. I need that. Hairy as heck. I only want it here. I don't want it on the shoulders, on the back, the legs. Worked hard for this body. I want to be able to see it and not be covered in a red sweater all the time. It's gross. I don't know why the maker gave me all this stuff. It's unnecessary. Get rid of it.
The other thing we have is Inez. She does brow lamination and like shapes, so waxing, facial waxing and stuff, and lash tint and lift. And we are about to welcome Izzy. She is a local braider, extremely talented in her braiding designs. So she has her own, they all have their own business entities, and we've all just kind of come together to support one another, build each other. Nice hybrid. And then we have other chairs that we offer to rent for
as well,
stylists that are looking for
positions,
a place to build their hair expertise.
All under the Oshun Hair Salon banner.
Yeah,
that's it.
I love it. Braiding, I know nothing about it, but it's got to be one of my favorite hairstyles. Like, there's few hairstyles that I'm more blown away by than these incredible braiding styles that are out there. I think they're phenomenal, especially the long ones and all over. I don't know any of the names of any of these things, but I'm just, your eyes are fixed. So I think it's awesome that you guys do all these things, because I don't know that there's some people say, I want to be a one-stop shop for everything. I don't know if that's the goal anymore, because I find that being an expert at a few things may be better than being average at 100 things. So I like that you guys have 4, 5, 6 things rather than 1,000 things.
Right.
But it is great to know that somebody can go there and get the brows, get the laser hair removal, get the braids, get the colors, get the curly hair. Because sometimes we have different needs and wants, and want to build a relationship with one person and check off a few boxes. So I love that you added that, because I didn't know that was a part of it. I think it's great. And I think it's great that you're trying to help other people build their business. If we all had that mentality, what would happen to our economy? What would happen to our little environment that we live in if we spent a little bit more time being like, how can I help this person? It's a great question to ask. I love that you guys are really doing that. Last questions to final up here. Before I ask my favorite question, which I do not put in the questionnaire on purpose because I don't want people to script their answers. It's a biggie. Let's talk about where you guys are. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Social media, phone number, email, location, whatever's best.
So we have Instagram, Oshun Hair Salon, and Instagram. We have Facebook. We're just right at Cedar Point, 55 Cedar Point, Unit 603A. We're right beside the chiropractor. There's also
drive past there all the time. Almost
yeah. You'll see it. Now our sign will pop at you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Once you know it, you got to see it.
That's it. Also across the street, we have Bell and Rogers too as well.
Yeah.
So just right off the highway, 400 going southbound. It's you take Dunlop.
Yep.
And then just go straight through to Cedar Point. And if you're going northbound, it's just Dunlop. And then right back around and to Cedar Point.
Yeah. Do you remember
right
55 Special?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is
Are you
that
from Barrie?
no? But I've been here for the last few years. So is that that's the place that your business is now in, 55 Special?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, 55 Special.
It's part of it.
Back in the day was like the hot spot
club.
So a lot of people, especially my age, when I say, "Oh, do you remember 55 Special?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We have a piece of that."
Nice.
That's
But I know 55 Cedar Point, the strip mall there, strip plaza. It's great location right off Dunlop. My partner lives literally 4 minutes down the road, so I'm around Cedar Point all the time. So that's great. So Facebook, Oshun Hair Salon, Instagram, Oshun Hair Salon. You guys
TikTok.
said TikTok or no? Yeah, same. TikTok.
Yeah.
Oshun Hair Salon, and then 55 Cedar Point, and website. Any website?
We do have a website. Yep. It's
Okay.
under the same like Oshun Hair Salon. Yeah.
OshunHairSalon.ca.
No, at Gmail.
No.
The website?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's on our Google page.
Let me just do this real quick.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all. We got to get this. I don't blame you though, because if somebody asked me for my phone number, I wouldn't remember it. Like it's just not something that I interact that much with. So
Yeah, that's true.
We got Oshun Hair Salon Inc.square.site. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically people just type in Oshun Hair Salon and you'll get whatever you need.
And
from
you'll
them.
get it all
Yeah.
come up, yeah.
And it's a beautiful website too. I love the look. This is the inside of your store, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really nice. Yeah.
Very, very calm and relaxing, and it feels
Oh my
like
God.
home plants.
Look at the hair you guys do. Dang. Yeah, check out their website, people. This is great. And you have a link right to Instagram. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Okay.
5-star review.
Yeah, you guys do. Holy smokes. Look at the hair you guys do. You even got Santa Claus going at it in here. Wow, this is great. No, this is, I think it's so important for people to see. This is the transformation of before and afterwards.
Mhm.
A lot of smiling faces, so people can understand a little bit more of what they get. That's great. Okay, big question. So this podcast for me is really an extension of myself, right? We created it. And so I talk about the things that I'm interested in life. Entrepreneurship, big one. That's the big helper for this podcast. I'm fascinated by business. Again, taking an idea in the mind and building it in reality, and then providing opportunities to people and helping solve problems. So that's a big one. Mentorship. I love this line: behind every excellent person, there is an excellent teacher. We are all being taught by something in some way for our entire lives. But I think some of us could be more intentional about finding the right teachers for us at the right time, asking for help when it's appropriate. It's almost always appropriate to ask for help, by the way, for people out there thinking, I need to be perfect before I ask for help. It's like, no, there's somebody that'll be there to help you along the way, almost always. Yeah. But impact is the big one. Purpose. Like I was very lucky to have a number of mentors guide me throughout my 20s into my late 30s. Some of them have been with me for going on 15 years now. And because of them, I can only imagine the mindset shift, the beliefs, my principles the person I've become has been molded in a large way from these great teachers. And one of them, she taught me to be very intentional about my impact. She was the first one to teach me that you may not be here tomorrow. Just because you're in your 20s does not mean it's a guarantee for you to wake up tomorrow. There are so many things outside of your control that could end that and turn off that light. So if you want to do something, do it now rather than waiting. I can do it next month, next year, next. If you want to do something, do it now. She was the first one to teach me that my time is not guaranteed. What I do with my time is up to me, but getting more time is very much not up to me. It's up to something beyond me. So she basically taught me that I was born, I will die one day. What is the result of Jeff being on this planet? Is it going to be positive? Is it going to be negative? Are you going to help? Are you going to hurt? What do you want it to be? And be very intentional about your impact. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to help? That is what I consider so much in this day and age. And that's why these are here, because that's the person I want to be. And I have those reminders every day to make sure that I'm lining up with that, because I want to be very intentional about my impact. There's certain things I want to do while I'm here, and I have to be intentional to do them. So we love to ask the guests on the show, personal, business, world, doesn't matter the realm you pick. What would you like your impact to be?
Our impact to be, honestly, at the end of the day, to be successful. For one, carry that teachings to our children so that they can also be successful. And it's something to pass on to, I guess later on, our great grandkids, which is their children and stuff like that, right? Like I said before, is the way that I've been taught, just like you had said recently. You just keep on teaching others to help them to grow as well, right? That would be one of my greatest impact, is just to give the advice to others and see the success that they have gained from that little bit of advice that was given by me. At least that is one of the greatest impact. And that's why I talk to a lot of people. Like I said, even the younger generation, I don't look at them as being younger. I look at them as just being a person, which helps me to respect them for who they are, right? So that's just my way of going about it, and that's the impact that I would want. So then I keep going and doing things, because like I said, from that accident, I move forward. I'm still living. I'm still alive. I need to do something with my life because God has given me chances, right? That's probably just one of the chances, but I know He's given me many chances. So I have to do something with it that is positive, because I'm definitely here for a reason, right? So I just have to keep doing what I'm doing, keep teaching whosoever I can. I'm not a teacher, but I can pass on a few words. I don't know everything, but I can share my experience. And that's what I would like to do, is to keep on sharing my experience with others, and that they can learn and they can also grow as well.
So to summarize, live a great life, a successful life, however you define success, and then share those experiences with others so that they too can benefit from that successful life and make one of their own.
Exactly.
I love it. Stacey, you should go first, Stacey, because again, I don't know how you're going to top this guy. I'm usually the motivational speaker on here, damn it. And he's taking my show over.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Stacey? What kind of impact do you want to leave? Before I'll add a little bit more context. Some people look at that as legacy. How do I want to be remembered after I die? I don't know that I care so much about that, because I'll be dead. I won't be able to benefit from how people will remember me. It's more like, how am I affecting Stacey and Lee right now? How am I affecting my family right now? Am I harming? Am I helping? That's what I thrive off of now. And that keeps me in line, because I have hurt before, of course. I think we all have. I certainly have. But now hopefully I do more good than not. And you can see that in other people. So with that, what are your thoughts, Stacey?
Support. Just be a support system. I think that was something that I lacked in business and stuff. Like, I had support of my family, but I think before the salon, it was just finding like finding people to support me that were in the industry, for example, to support me in what I wanted. So I want to be that support in people that want to have their own business, and just, I don't know, if I can guide somebody in a way to help them with their goals or whatever. It doesn't have to be hair. It could be anything. If I have any kind of input or advice, and I that's what I want to give. I want to give any kind of support that I possibly can.
And she does have a lot of advice to give, Jeff, because I've learned a lot from her too as well. Even trying to build this place that I have no clue what I was doing, but man, I mean, just looking at it, and I mean, you have to just be open to, to accept, things and learning from others and stuff like that,
regardless of
and then
age.
you'll see the difference and the outcome of it. So yeah, she's got a lot to tell you, bro.
I bet.
Yeah, I learned a lot from her, to be honest, and I'm not even gonna try to cover it up to be the man about this. No, if I want to be a bigger man, I just have to admit and say, you know what, she helped me a lot. She did.
Agreed. Has nothing to do with gender.
No.
Nothing to do with gender. There's intelligence all over, and we're all living this life and can share those experiences.
That's right.
I'm glad you said age doesn't matter, Stacey. If you can treat a human being like a new adventure, a new something, and there's gold to be mined there or treasure to be found there, age won't mean anything anymore. Race, creed, gender won't mean anything anymore. You'll just be curious into finding out who they are, and what better way to build a relationship. That could be the treasure. Or maybe they can give you that one golden nugget that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And maybe you can pass that on or help them with something, rather than these labels that we put on people and you don't look like me, or you're not my age, or you're not from my group. What would life look like if we dropped those things? And I think you guys have shared a lot of that today. And I think that's a very beneficial mentality that can help a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for your understanding.
Yeah, man, I think it's great. You guys have been great. That hour went by very, very quickly.
It did.
Any final words? I know we asked a lot of questions. You guys said a lot of great things. Any final words before we go?
Well, I would basically say whosoever has their dreams and then they believe in themselves, to just go through with it. Keep your head up. Even if you have people that walk away from you, that doesn't mean your life is over. You can still do it. Just keep pushing on and make it happen. Just like you, Jeff. One day you're going to be saying, I'm a daddy. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. I very much look forward to that day.
That's it. Just keep believing in it, bro.
I appreciate it. You guys have been great. I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing all that you have with us, especially about yourselves. Just awesome people. And I look forward to having more conversations with you guys. Until then, again, I want to say thank you and have a great evening.
Oh,
all right,
thank you for
thank
having
you very
us.
much. I appreciate it, Jeff.
It's a great
Absolutely, guys.
You're a great person.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure.
Thanks,
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. You take care.
All right. You too as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com or call 705-413-3775.